well as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Mike, 45. We don't know no better.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. He's got his tight end, Burton. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 23 yards on the play.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Trubisky gives to Cohen. And despite the good footwork, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
He's checking.
Now it's Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 11. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
On 2nd and 7, Rodgers. And he's got his man on the out route. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you've got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, There's a premium for all of that now. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The last two plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Here's Rodgers. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. There defensively was Buster's screen to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
First carry now for David Montgomery. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Play action. Now Trubisky. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Zadarius Smith. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Trubisky to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. From midfield now, here's Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. He had a little bit of a turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. No score after 1 on EA Sports. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. That's complete to the former Aggie Jay Sternberger. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. And they'll get him down right about the 20. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
And feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Kevin King, the former Washington Husky, there defensively. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is brought in at the 21. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The safety that time, Tony Jefferson, there on the coverage.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Now it's Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Below Nichols. In there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. This is away, and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it up. On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky. He's got Burton here. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. First down, a run with Cohen. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning.
They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day.
A reminder coming up at halftime. We'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Now Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Rodgers will try again on 2nd down. And that's complete to Adams. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He goes full extension, and he's got it. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Everyone, you got 4 down. On the 50. 58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Bring it. 58, boys. 58.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
And 58 is the Mike. Go 58 is the Mike. Watch the screen.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he will find his man on the outside. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
319. X3. 218. Chop. 58. Mike.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Intended for Devontae Adams. Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And Crosby puts it through, and they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. And it's a short kick taken right around the 19. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35.
The Packers take over 1st and 10.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Jones. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
He was taken down by 4.
On 2nd down now, it's Jones. Past the 20. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
On 2nd down, it's Cohen. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go play action with Trubisky. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating.
Accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, Chicago. Anthony Miller. His first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Through the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. Rodgers now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line.
They'll go again to Jones. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Tackle made at his 48-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play brings up 3rd and 4.
Win 18. I hope you got your luck because I'm about to take you to school.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 11. They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now Cohen, and this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the shotgun is Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
They try again with Cohen. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 33. He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he'd totally forgotten that he needed to stay in bounds, and then the last second, oh no, I better get down, and he ended up doing the right thing. But at that point, maybe close to letting it slip away.
And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So points so crucial in a tight game like this, but this kick off the goalpost, and that'll keep the score right where it is.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made this a two-score game, but any cushion this late definitely would have helped. Now they need to ask their defense for another stop, and that's going to require some work.
A pass there over the middle to start things out, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. The All-Pro in two positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Rodgers to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Let him know. 45.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more, and, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down.
On 2nd down now. It's Cohen, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On 3rd down, Trubisky steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. turning it over. Now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful.
Touchdown, Packers! Aaron Jones, his third touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
They go play action. Trubisky. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Pulled in at the 24. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Khalil Mack able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Adams hauling it in from Rodgers. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
This will be taken in at the 1. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Preston Smith comes in for the sack. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Again, it's Cohen, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a yard and